Hey guys, it's Louis, and on this video I'm going to explain how I got that rusty frame looking like that, how did my rear end came out in measurements, and what to look for if you're going to use the eBay special rear frame rails. That's what I call it. That's what Jonathan from Vinyl Village Garage calls it. And let me tell you something, it's not a bad thing. It's actually great and a great deal. So if you need them, I suggest you buy them right now. I am going to pick up maybe another pair. Well, not maybe, 100%. I am going to pick up another pair because after the Lovebird, I will be building a 1969 Trans Am coupe. So check this out. So the procedure I took to paint the front subframe here, okay, after I repaired, so I have the video of repairing the mounting points where the bushings will be laying down on, all right? So I rolled it out. I took it out of the garage, okay, because it's a messy job. And I took my grinder with the wire wheel here, this wire brush that you could mount in on the grinder. And when you're using this, I strongly suggest keep the guard and put the handle, all right? Because this angle grinder has a lot of RPMs and it doesn't even run that smooth with the brush, okay? It kind of cuts smooth with a cutoff wheel, but not with the brush. The brush, it spins even more violently. So because it spins violent, please use the guard and the handle, all right? That's my tip for you guys and safety. So I wire wheel the whole subframe, even underneath, okay? And let me tell you something. What totally sucks is, in my book, in my opinion, is that you really cannot clean the inside of these subframes. Listen, you could use a whole bunch of things, and I'm going to tell you what I do, all right? I get a long piece of brake line. If I have a brake line hanging around the house somewhere, okay, the 1/4 inch stuff, the 316, if you kind of hit something in there, it will bend easy, but the 1/4 inch brake line really doesn't. And what I like to do is I just bend the tip a little bit, okay, give it like an L shape, and I'll stick it in and out the subframe just to scrape the top, the side, the bottom as much as I could, loosen up that rust, and I just blow it out. Now you could use that Eastwood makes that spray with the wand that you stick it in there, and as you coming out, you're spraying out and it sprays the subframe. I never used it, okay? I just clean them and leave them alone, the inside of the subframe, because let's be honest, how much moisture or how much water is this subframe gonna get from this point on? She's gonna go on the Lovebird. The Lovebird's gonna be sleeping in the bird cage. Okay, even when I wash it, it's not gonna get anything like rain and salt water from the snow and all that crap like it used to get in its previous life. But now she'll get treated like a little baby. Anyway, so after I used the wire wheel with the angle grinder there, I hosed everything down with brake clean. Okay, I got cheap brake cleaner from Walmart. All right. Also, carburetor cleaner works. All right. And I sprayed her down. Okay. Before I sprayed her down, I skipped a step. So I wire wheeled it. I took my air from my tank with the hose and I stuck it inside the frame and on top of the frame, the subframe, and I blew everything that was loose away. Then I hose her down with the carburetor cleaner or brake clean, and then you give it another hose down with some air compressor air, and she be nice and clean. It dries fast. Then I roll her back in the garage and I used Rust-Oleum oxidized primer. This stuff right here, which you could pick up, I believe, in any Ace hardware store, any Lowe's, or any Home Depot, even online if you don't want to get off the couch. And I brushed it on. Yes, I did. Okay, she's brushed on, and that's what I have. there. I've been doing this for years, okay? And that's exactly what's on my firewall, as you guys can see there. And that's what's inside the interior, okay? Now, when it comes to the outside body, I'm just gonna give you advice. Do not use that. All right. I use direct to primer. It's also a red oxidized, but it's not Rust-Oleum. It's a different brand. When I get it, I will share with you guys. But that's what I'm gonna put on the car because it is a direct to primer supply, material. Okay, and I just want to seal the car from any rust, and that's what I'm going to use. And I have used it before. It stands beautifully. If I could continue my body work. All right. So after this, I'll give this 1 day to fully dry. Okay, the primer. Then tomorrow, the next day, I will come with a Scotch Brite and I will just scuff it a little bit. Okay, certain areas I'll scuff it, wipe it down. Okay, with you could use a microfiber towel. I like to use those blue shop towels with some alcohol, and I just wipe it down, dry it with some compressed air again, and I'll be painting this subframe outside. I'll make a video. If I get any comments today, I'll make a video. And check this out. I don't know if I am going to use the Harbor's Freight purple gun, which if you see all these different kind of colors, I have used this the heck out of it, and she's still kicking butt. Or I won't use these guns. These guns are too expensive to use. Those are my painting gun and my final priming guns. So no. Or I am going to use this product here from Harbor's Freight. Okay. And I did use it before. So I definitely know that it could spray the oil-based paint. You just have to know how to reduce it. And if you guys want, leave me a comment. If I see a lot of comments, I will show you guys how I mix the Rust-Oleum paints to be sprayable. And it does work. Okay, I'm not that happy to say it, but I did spray a car with Rust-Oleum paint before, and it actually came out decent. But really, guys, don't do it. Don't do it. You're wasting your time and money. Please do not do it. There is some cheap automobile paints out there that if you cannot afford the high-end stuff, stick to automobile paint because it has the right protection for the sunlight. It has the nice protection if you want to add some wax to your car and make it nice and shiny and also last. But anyway, I could show you how to spray this stuff using this or using the purple gun, but I'm leaning more to this, okay? And I have done this before, like I said, so I will be showing it if I get the comments. And then I will spray the subframe black because I want to paint it before I get it inside the car. Now, I know what you guys are saying to yourself. Once I remove these control arms, okay, the front suspension, I will clean the areas that I could not clean because it was on, and I'll get to them and I'll do the same process how I did right now the rest of the subframe. But like I said in the previous video, I need to get from here on, which is going to be under the car, okay, painted and ready to get bolted to the Lovebird here, to the 68 Firebird, because I want the engine and the transmission to be bolted. Okay, I still need to clean the cross member. I'll do that tomorrow of the transmission and have everything bolted here because I want the weight on the car. Okay, I want the weight in the car. It's gonna take a little time because I would like to paint the Pontiac engine Pontiac blue again because she got painted a while back. And I would like to paint and do all the main seals on the transmission. Just give her a little love before I put it in here. I'm going to put a Pontiac 350, okay, and a Pontiac bell housing turbo 350 transmission. I do have 336 gears in the back. It should work beautiful with that setup, okay? I mean, my wife is not going to be racing this car. She's only going to be cruising it. And the day she want to race it, and I see that she has a heavy foot with the Firebird, I'll give her more horsepower. But as of now, I know she just want to enjoy the car and cruise around with it. So that's my strategy. Paint it black, the subframe. I also have to paint black my firewall, all right? And then we'll be moving forward. Now, guys, I want to share something with you guys about the axle, which I love the way she's sitting. I did have the wheels on it, and I have plenty of space in the back and the front. All right, I'm trying to look for something here. Oh boy, where did I put this stuff? Let me see if it's over here. Yes, it is. Okay, so this is marked with the number 10 because it's 10 inches. All right, the wood over here is 10 inches. So if you get from the line of your rockers to the wheel, and you have 10 inches here to here, and if you could see, that wood is nice and straight. All right, I use the tape measure, but remember, tape measures could flex on you. All right, and it's kind of hard when you're doing it by yourself. So I did it this way. All right, and as you guys could see, it's the same. Okay, and she's landing right there, just like the other wheel. And like I just tell you, I already put the tires, and I'm really happy of the axle being nice and straight, and backward and forward and backwards. She's the same measurement, so that means the measurement in the front and the back are the same. And the axle is nice and even because I have a bubble level on it, and the dot, believe me, is at the middle. All right, so I want to share with you guys something about the eBay special subframe, rear subframe. Sorry, rear frame rails. Excuse me. So the rear frame rails worked out excellent. Okay, they are no name brand. I just got it on eBay. I was gonna experiment with them, and I did, and they worked out beautiful. So the only thing I saw, that where you put your purchase on the leaf spring on the front, okay, where you're gonna put your cage nut underneath the floor, the one hole, I will show it in another video. I'm sorry, I do not have one in the garage right now. I have it in the bird cage. It's dark outside. I don't want to go outside right now, but there's one hole, okay, and it's the hole that will be on the outside of the floor. So not the one on the front or the inside, the one towards the outside of the floor on your torque boxes on the rear. There is one hole from the perch of the subframe, I mean frame rail, sorry, I'm getting that mixed up, that you need to make a little bigger for the bolt, and this is the correct bolt to go through for you could be able to actually screw it in. All right, that's the only thing I needed to do. That is it, nothing else. And I needed to make that hole bigger. All right, on the perch side, the rear frame rails. Is anything I don't remember? No, I didn't have to change nothing that I could recall at all. Just the purchase. So it's the metal piece that goes on top of the leaf springs. Okay. For the eBay special frame the rails, the rear rails here, okay, is actually very cool because everything is working great. So I'm underneath the car right now. If you take this measurement, all right, where this hole is, and if you go straight back, all the way back to your U-bolt on your rear end, straight back with a tape measure, it's supposed to measure the same from here to back there, and also on the other side. Okay, from this hole here, and I hope you guys can see it, this hole here to the back of the U-bolt. You could use the first nut, you could use the second nut, the one all the way in the back, doesn't matter, but it's supposed to measure the same. You could even do a cross from that U-bolt nut to this hole, and from that one to the from that hole to the other U nut as a crisscross. and that will let you know that your axle is even. Okay, mine is nice and straight. I am so happy everything here is working good. And this is what I mean. So this bolt right here, so not the front one or the one inside the near the inner rockers, but this one right here, okay, did not go through the perch eye and the frame rail, the rear frame rail. Okay, it did not go through. The hole was not big enough, so I just had to take a step bit. I will show you. I have it on the table, and I just went one size bigger, one size so that she could fit. I stuck her in there. So that was the only downfall of using the eBay special rear frame rails. Everything else worked out great. All right, so let me show you what I use, and this is what I mean. I use this step bit, okay, to go through the eye, the perch eye, and the rear frame rail, okay, and the hole got big enough. Don't get exaggerated. Don't make it huge. Just the next step for she could go through. That's all you're going to need. I mean, that was my experience. Who knows? After they keep making them, they'll get better and better. But guys, I just wanted to share that on the video. Those are things you're gonna just have to look for if you plan to use the same thing I used. Okay. So that's my plan for the Lovebird here. I'm really excited because everything is coming out great. So the next move is get this subframe painted black. I'm gonna paint the bottom of the floor, put this, bolt this to the car. Sorry, I'm a little tired, so I'm getting tongue twisted here. Put it to the car and bolt it on. All right, make sure everything is level. I will show you guys side to side where I like to measure from the inner rockers to the frame and all that kind of good stuff. Good information to know. And then the Lovebird will go back on the ground on his 4 wheels. And guys, that's when I'm going to be like excited. To me, it's like hitting the lottery. Okay. And from there forward is putting the power plant together to make her drive under her own power. But just to see the car coming together as a roller, I mean, it really is really gonna rock my head. I'm gonna get really excited because this car have come long ways. So stay tuned. And like I said, let me know if you want me to share with you the process of painting this with the oil-based paint, how I mix it and how I spray it. Guys, thank you very much. Don't forget to like the videos. Keep those comments coming. Louis is still wrenching on the Lovebird, and every day I'm getting closer and closer. Remember, always keep your hands dirty, and your project will always move forward. I promise you that. Take care now. God bless. Bye-bye.